As it turns out, this is the fourth day into the, as some persons have called, the arrest and interrogation of the suspended chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ibrahim Magu. It has become a talking point for obvious reasons, and we want to expand the conversation this morning on TMI. I'm joined by two gentlemen to help us create context and also give insight into many of these issues this morning. From my immediate left is Chief A.B. Thomas, who is a constitutional lawyer. Thank you for coming on the program, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Incidentally, I feel honored dragging you out of your long, drawn-out quarantine or self-isolation, as it were.
Thank you.
So good to have you on the program this morning. Next to him is a brilliant public affairs commentator as well as a politician, Mr. Honorable Alarisegbubo. I should say thank you again for coming on the program. So thank you very much. Glad to be here. We appreciate it. I want to begin with A.B. Thomas, so at least you can give us an insight into this whole issue. It appears there's a history. So the Magu element, as it were, as far as anti-corruption in this country is concerned. For example, there's a letter attributed to him, dated sometime in December of 2016, where he had to respond to a query from the Attorney General of the Federation as to his activities, and the activities within the FCC under his leadership. Also, some that had to do with the DSS report that became an issue as far as his confirmation by the Senate was concerned. This is obviously not something that started yesterday morning.
Yes. You see, in Nigeria, I have often said 90% of us have this gene for corruption as our middle name. And the intention of the founding fathers of EFCC was laudable, as it were, at that time. But we come into effect of this present administration in 2015, EFCC that people cried was being used to witch hunt political opponents, gain a rather notorious momentum at that period. And EFCC, the drafters of the Act established EFCC, made EFCC to be an agency under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Justice, with the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice heading that team. And the reports were coming to the Honorable Attorney General about the activities of EFCC, particularly the same act that places the EFCC under the supervision of the Attorney General, also makes the EFCC chairman to be answerable directly to the president.
That's a conflict, isn't it?
That's a conflict. So the Attorney General cannot properly supervise the EFCC chairman, because the EFCC chairman will tell you, I am answerable directly to the president. And the president, as we have seen, doesn't have the time to read memos, no talk of having the time to take decisive action on important issues of corruption, which is one of the cardinal principles of publishing campaigns to become president of Nigeria. At the end of it all, the Attorney General, after just 1 year in office, became frustrated and had to issue claim to the FCC chairman. And the FCC chairman went back to him, telling the first police and telling that I am answerable to the president. So since the last system, there has been this tussle for power in Abuja between the Minister of Justice and Magu. And this led to the third part coming in, that is the DSS. The DSS did their own discrete investigation and found that it is the president will let it work. Because they don't have time to look at the papers. So they say the papers on the eve of the confirmation. Because the consensus and the Act establishing EFCC says for the EFCC chairman to be in office, he has to be screened by the Senate and he has to be confirmed by the Senate. And this is where we are saying that this federal government is not following the law. The Senate screened Magu as EFCC chairman, relying on the report from DSS. They said, no, this man is not competent to run his office. The president is social moving. They are saying the president is social moving. That in general, who is also an appointee of the president because priors to supervise Magu. And this led to Magu being a terror in the FCC, doing what he liked in the FCC. And nobody can question their terror. If you look at models and ancient history, you cannot question their terror. So Magu had his own voice, and as far as 2017, there was an uproar over the operatives in Lagos who had one of them who is not an officer, a very investigative officer, who had to open office in Victoria Island. These are all public facts. And if the FCC wants to investigate you, or they are investigating you, and you are asking for Scotland in Lagos, but then during that period where there was this investigation of oil companies, and many of them were made to pay millions of dollars to Lagos to settle the investigation, so there will be no prosecution. And people were shouting, that because we are doing anything. The president did nothing. Eventually, Magu had to this way, dismantle those Magu boys in Lagos, and created a new one. He paid a sum to police headquarters. What is his rank in the police? The commissioner of police. But they sum to the police headquarters. Because the police authorities are not controlling him. And this bad history and this corruption continued with his use of the created another group of boys called Magu boys within the FCC in Abuja, who also do blackmail, extort, investigate, collect money. In fact, it is now very low. Now, as Magu can wash, the whole corruption saga is now called Magu can wash. Now, this is a situation where one man became a young unto himself with no money. I agree that they were supposed to supervise him. Is he also corrupt? I agree with that.
Okay, they are alleged to be corrupt.
Okay, they are alleged to be corrupt, yes. If you look at one of the issues that Magu himself raised, was that before Jonathan left, the Abacha group, the lawyers who were to collect the money, they were helping to repatriate the Abacha group to Nigeria. We already paid $45 million. So when we say we are supervising as the Director General, you have selected 5 other lawyers in Nigeria to perform the duties of those lawyers that they have already performed in Europe and America. And you are paying them $2.5 billion each. So the General has to come down because it was a fact. So you find them in the system. You have the structures to fight corruption. But the structures have been so weakened by the lack of supervision. And this is what has led us to the present situation where finally somebody had to get up with the presidency to set up a district panel headed by the clear justice Fulani. The man who was fought because he refused to accept bribe to take part and distort electoral cases. The man was forced at the judiciary as the president of Home Appeal. That is the man that was finally brought in. And that man had to turn himself from a judge to a spy and got his members of the team to really investigate Magu. And Magu was on his way to the police headquarters and he stopped him in the traffic and said, look, your place is with the presidency. But as more facts are coming out, you discover that even Magu himself has been able to know that is the part of corruption. That he was discreetly being investigated. To the extent that he was 2 days ago, the day after he was arrested, that he moved 65 away from the FCC headquarters between 12 midnight and 4 a.m.
Why did you have to do that?
That's because he knew people also give figures that look, they are being investigated discreetly. And so people want to discover so much. Those files that, for instance, they have been doing examination, doing this investigation, when you have brought from panel. They ask them to bring up documents related to what you have been collecting, how much you be collecting, from this money launders, social money launders, and others. And what do you find? He could not, before the panel, he could not account for 34 billion naira.
Because there was a disparity between what he had announced at the time and what he later released, yes.
And this was the issue that Nigerians have been crying about. We are recovering money from Abuja Loop. We are recovering money from Lagos, Nigeria. Yet, federal government cannot pay for utilities like sanitizers. Federal government cannot help the states. The states are bankrupt. The federal government is there taking 54% of all revenues and committed integration.
I'm going to allow you to catch your breath a little, Chief. Let me talk to Honorable Alarise Dubo. You know, when this whole issue came out on Monday, there was some level of denial. There was, yes, Magu had been taken into custody for the purpose of interrogation. No, he hadn't been taken into custody. It was fake news. But we know better 3 days down the line, of course. What does this say about the leadership of the EFCC? I mean, starting from the time you had the very first, called the pioneer chairman of the commission, Nuhuru Badu, for example, all the way down to when you had Farida Waziri and then Ibrahim Lamode, and now Magu. Has it been progressive, really?
It has been progressive stealing.
How's that?
It's a graduation. It was at this level doing Farida, this level doing Nuhuru Badu. It keeps progressing. But now we have an outburst. Now we have, using my friend's description, now we have a temple of corrupt leaders. Now the big temple we have to go to worship. Now Magu perfected all the things that started from Nuhuru Badu till his time. But basically, I think Magu has proven not to be a man worthy of trust. Because if at his level, I've always believed that if anybody has entrusted to you people's confidence, then you now betray it. Then of course, the only way out is to get you, out of the system, even hang you. Because people have trusted you. I mean, if you now arrest the arrester, you're supposed to be the man, the watchdog. You're supposed to be the man people have believed can do this for us, because corruption is one of the greatest viruses that we have in this country. And corruption has taken us this backwards because people have stolen this country dry. And if they have elected you or chosen you to come and be a person who should help us to not go back now, help us to correct the situation, and you are now, immersed in that situation, then of course something is wrong with that. So for me, I think Magu has not done well, even though he was. Yes, whether he has taken documents out of them, actually I know that people, whether documents are there, but people already know. Those things are documents here, they could be documentary evidence, but people already know. Because basically some persons were used as instruments to achieve these objectives. And not every of such persons will be happy with the principle. So they will keep their own facts too.
So somebody is likely going to compromise.
So of course they will keep their own facts. Now you can take all the documents away, but some documents in my heart, I will present them. It will not be my word against your word, but basically I think Magu has not done well, and all those around him have also not done well. The Magu does this, that Magu does again. My brother also said corruption is in our systems, in the blood. 90% of them, I don't know if it's 90% of that, but
we need to get some statistical.
I don't know the benefit of it. I know a lot of Nigerians are quite corrupt. For this discussion, maybe we are looking at just economic and financial crime only. But I think there are a lot of corruption. There are a lot of things that can be talking about corruption. But maybe you want to hinge your own discussion for today on economic and financial crimes. But it has been all over time, taking the thing from Gowon's era to the present day. Corruption has been there. Most Nigerians have tried to fight it. When the president came, like he did say, one of the things that we thought he will fight probably was corruption. But he doesn't seem to have the courage now to fight corruption properly, because there are records to show that he also has compromised. He has protected some people, shielded some people from being prosecuted. He has used legal situations to prevent some people from being prosecuted. So for me, all of us must, according to our president, kill corruption, or else corruption will kill us.
Let me talk to you about something else before I come to Chief Thomas. Some persons are saying whatever we're saying right now is essentially smoke screen. They believe in the final analysis, all of this thing about Magu and around Magu is geared towards 2023 presidential election. Do you share those sentiments?
So let me go on with that. You see, people, we are quick at drawing some funny conclusions. Whether is geared towards 2023, but is Magu corrupt?
Okay, so we have to answer that first.
It doesn't matter whether it is geared towards 2050 or 2300. What's important is the man corrupt? Are we trying him on the present situation? All the things that have been alleged, are they correct? I mean, the man, one of the whistleblowers said the man just bought a house in Los Angeles. A few weeks ago.
That's Magu.
Yes,
that's an allegation we're yet to say.
No, fine. Okay, if you don't feel Magu, my brother did say that AGF was his boss. You know Magu that will declare you guilty without going to court. Magu will declare, why do you declare you guilty? It became a court. And the AGF will say, you can't declare somebody guilty. And it's my own duty. It's not your duty to say, you have arrested that guy, I will say, you're guilty. The man will declare people guilty before they will be tried. So how do we do this? I think what is key to all of us here is that we should not be trying to embody our election process. 2023 is there to come, but this process, don't let us try to link things to 2023. Magu has been arrested, it is being investigated, and he has to clear himself of some of these charges. And very clearly, by the time, whether it is smoke screen or not smoke screen, by the time the investigations begin, too many persons will be involved. Because while you loot, or you are looting, you have recovered money from XYZ, you now also steal the money. It's in the height of all these things are things that we must do the best of experience. We try to test our actions. If your action, if what you are doing, I don't know what is in this corruption thing. It's a departure from what is pure, or right, or even, at times you ask yourself, this action of mine is right. If somebody else does it, how will I react to it? Will this action of mine help the society? We have stolen and we are dry. The greatest problem we have in this country is people that cannot be trusted. When I was president of Nigeria, I was one of the international missions in Tanzania, and everybody believed that Nigeria is a great country. I think we are envious of Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country. I love Nigeria. It even seemed to us that God was unfair to them. But a Tanzanian said, even though we think that God is unfair to us, but God is also more unfair to Nigeria. Then I asked how? He said, by giving us bad leaders. That Nigeria, with all our wealth, God has punished us with bad leadership. And that is a very major thing. Because corruption is a very major thing. It has created poverty. It has created various kinds of sicknesses. It has created backwardness. It has created unemployment. It has created all kinds of things. So very honestly, I think all of us must be consulted about this fight against corruption. So Magu, as an example, let the presidency have the courage to deal with the matter and deal with it in a manner that everybody will see the truth Yes, Mr. President is fighting corruption.
Okay, I think what they say is he who must come to equity must come with clear hands. And then there's also the issue about exemplary leadership. I'm going to talk to Chief Ebi Thomas in a minute, but just to remind us that we'll put up a number on the screen shortly so you can call and make your contributions. Please be sure to turn down the audio on your television before you make that call. And then more importantly, just make sure that you're calling to go straight to the point without any intention to cast aspersion or to slave mud on individuals or institutions in the course of the program. Just go straight to the point. Our Twitter handle is at ITV Radio NG. You can also use that with the hashtag TMI Thursday. Chief, let's look at the history. The historical perspective to this whole issue. It's been a long time coming, especially when you look at the references being made to individuals who, according to the panel, Magu had allegedly shielded. In some cases, they even talk about reluctance to arraign certain people. We have all of those based on this panel that started their work on Monday. Did you have to take this long?
This issue, look, I'm not afraid, honestly speaking. I agree that your TV station is important.
And it's highly regulated.
And it's highly regulated. Highly regulated. Because I'm not afraid. I'm already 64. And I cannot live a lot of 3 years anymore. And my age is gone. Look, President Buhari came and said he was fighting corruption. He campaigned on anti-corruption. He told Nigerians there will be change. But unfortunately, Nigerians never had the way. It was Operation Jonathan must go. Operation Jonathan must go. Nigerians never asked Buhari, what change are you giving Nigerians? Nigerians are people who just take anything people say. Did they ask him, are you going to give us positive change? Or you expecting positive change from him? Because I was in law school when it was a mutual respect, and I know what happened. When the dollars were closed, and then I'm going to tell them 52 cases when they are changing our currency. I know what happened. I know this one boy.
And they were laid out by his people. He laid them out.
52 cases. Free boy. And I think this is the institution of the institution, and I said, why? I don't want this man as president. Now look at what's happening. Well, Obasanjo was president. I know somebody was 100% perfect. He was EFCC. And the EFCC gave him a note that yes, Chimakulani was corrupt. Obasanjo was very right. But Chimakulani was a classmate in the Battle of High School in America. Obasanjo was a minister.
But the Obasanjo was also accused of using the EFCC as a hound dog.
Now, this statement the EFCC is used as a holding agency, and this will happen.
Exactly.
But the EFCC is looting recovered goods. What is it worse? What is worse? What is what the EFCC will do? I'm not saying he died in prison. The first bit. When they are putting for you, this woman who will do legalization all at once.
For $2.5 million vehicles.
Yes.
The bullet was
who has still the right moved? Who has moved that this one is alleged to be corrupt?
So in essence, you're saying the box stops with the president.
Yes. Is it possible? He is the president of the country. He's the one who continues to fight corruption. I am incredible. I am really working for government. If you come to my channel, I can bring $400,000. You can't stop me. Because the leader of the opposition for the United Committee in the USA, I'm going to try to call it better. All I'm saying, this is it. Look, let me warn you, in all honesty. We have to see this. There are more than 11 us. Representing all Nigerians. And you are those people who are closer to the grassroots, who are representing Nigerians, they say, Magu is competent to be made a chairman. He's removed. This day they can't be there.
400, you take him.
president. You kept him there. And your friend is not, she's not there. He can't come to Thomas. No, he's not going to go. We want to look at the meaning of democracy. The top and the members in the House of Reps are not the grassroots. There are people representing the directly. When the Christian gives them power, Christian says, the Senate confirms the chairman of the FCC. And the Senate rejects the man 4 times. You cannot present him again. And then you shall not present anymore.
Okay, let's just say.
It continues to become
We're going to take a few calls because the issue is a bit more protracted than one would have thought from the beginning, especially looking at the angles that my guest in the studio are bringing into the conversation this morning. 052-270-573 is the number for you to call and be part of the show this morning, but please make your contribution as decent as possible. Go straight to the issues, no casting of aspersion or slinging of mud on the program. 052-270-573 is the number you can call and be part of the show. Incidentally, we're getting calls already. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, let's keep those calls coming. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the audio. Turn down the audio on your television. Okay, as it turns out, we can't continue with such calls because of the obvious interference, but let's just keep them coming so we can have those contributions. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, please, your name and location quickly.
Okay, my name is Leo, and I'm calling from Tunisia.
Okay, great. Yeah, go ahead, Leo, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. My brother, I want to make a comment this morning because this matter of security will not be discussed.
No, I think that is basically not for this show. We're not discussing security. Maybe it's on our radio. Hopefully, we can get across to them and make your contributions there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Fine, thank you, and I hope you are great. So please go ahead and tell us your name and location.
Yeah, my name is Sidney. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay.
I remember very vividly long ago when Saraki, the then Senate President, said Magu was corrupt, that he won't be administered as the EFCC chairman.
I mean, it won't be confirmed, yes.
The president kept him on board, and now that his acts have been leaked.
Please, you have to mind your language on the program, please.
Okay.
I said contributions.
What's the next step? Is the president going to do the needful?
I think that we are waiting to see that because the investigation, as we understand, is ongoing.
So it should be nailed. Now that it's nailed, it should be arrested and then detained.
Okay, it's in custody, we understand. This is the, as it were, third day, basically, into the interrogation. Please, language civil and stay with the issue. It is not so much about Magu, even though he's the man in the eye of the storm, as it is about the system of fighting corruption. But just before I take more calls on the program, let me talk to you, as I was saying here. The fight against corruption, it's a big one. At some point, it feels as though it's overwhelming for those who are within the law enforcement space. We don't have skills enough not to be able to win the battle against corruption in this country.
We don't really have it. We need to get ourselves reconscientized. But I've always told myself, most times we get corruption, we limit ourselves to economic and political corruption. It's broader than that. There is electoral corruption. There's a moral corruption. There is a judicial corruption. You see, there are many things. The electoral corruption actually gives birth to the economic and other corruption. And we downplay the electoral corruption, which is very major. That's a very major corruption because by the time the system, it's like a woman carrying a very heavy load on her head, and the neck is bent. And why the woman would have stabilized the load? The woman says, it's not my neck, it's my leg. So when the leg is bent, definitely, it's not going to be tilt. And the major thing about corruption in Nigeria, stems from electoral corruption. When you put the wrong people who come into office through the wrong process, they are bound to be corrupt. Because a man I believe should have said to himself, I want to become XYZ. And the man spends all the money on earth to achieve that. Definitely, we must steal. Now we must steal. We need to take a call at this point. Hello, good morning. Yes, sir, please tell me your name and location quickly and make your contribution decent.
My name is
Okay. All right.
And the problem is the people. When you are in the position, and at the end of the day, you are living in the suicide house, not to do them that nothing like that. And I don't look at it with that man. Again, you don't look at it. So, I don't know, free people, but you have to live according to the time, people want to lose. So that happens. So the people are the problem. So you stop and criticizing people and then you get the way for themselves.
Okay.
And so the principle which we have.
I think that's a great point you're making. You're saying the people should also step up and take responsibility.
Can you quickly say something, please?
Yeah, after this call, of course. Hello, good morning. Welcome to TMI.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please, your name and location.
My name is Dr. Terry Sarah. I'm calling from Benin.
All right, Doc, welcome to the program.
I would want the barrister, the video there, the one close to you.
That's by Ibrahim Thomas.
Yes, to please speak on this issue. Talking about this appointment, Magu Saga and EFCC, there is always this pain I feel when those suspecting the government or the president has some skeletons in their cupboard. I think the president refuses to do the needful, either to put them aside and appoint somebody else or listen to the voices of the people and also the DFS and the Senator as regards Magu's issue. I'll take your mind back quickly. You remember when the president was on sick leave, and then the DFS, since director of the head of the DFS at that time, his laws concerning the national executive, and he was removed. The acting president that time, that was appointed the next most senior person in the DFS to take over. As soon as the president, that person was from Bayelsa, I can't remember the name, but it was from Bayelsa. As soon as the president came back, the first thing he did, it was before 9 a.m. in the morning when he resumed office the next day he came back, was to remove that person that was acting, and he brought back someone that already retired of the DSS to act as their head. I wonder what the president will deal with people like that, people that that are not supposed to hold public offices, people that when Nigerians will not need. Even the system is very clear about their character. That the president insists on working with this person. It's appalling. It's not nice.
Thank you so much. I think Ibrahim Thomas has spoken extensively about this issue, but I think he's particular again.
Yes, that's what exactly I'm saying. When the president came on board, he swore on oath to uphold the constitution of Nigeria. Having so sworn, once the president begins to breach the constitution, it is conduct that can lead to impeachment in a law enforcement. Now, like he said, that is the fact. We always, the vice president who was acting president of Shimando, removed that this is an officer that is very valuable. And I left the someone was Epion. Epion was brought in to head this. And when he came, he removed Epion and put him over. Like he was looking.
Both those people now, the other one retired.
I was retired. He brought him. It's very common, but what I have to say is beyond just this issue of office, or money. Okay, what is the president going to say? That my man, who Jonathan has removed for corruption, and the man ran away out of the country, and from his freedom committee country. And my now was not only he was president.
With $11.6 billion hanging on his neck.
So what is the anti-corruption we're talking about?
You made reference in passing, though, to the act establishing the USCC. When it's act of 2004, you talked about the conflict, which means, I mean, that already suggests that there's some streamlining we have to do. So do we have to go back fundamentally to address that issue within the act?
In the process of
yes.
In the process of investigating Magu, I respect Justice Ayo Salami, the elder jurist, to be able to praise that look, there is need to amend the act establishing the EFCC. So that the EFCC chairman will not be a god unto himself, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. If a man can defy the supervising ministry or minister and say, I report to the president, we have to look at them. We don't think the president will be there.
Yeah, you know.
So we have to strengthen the institutions and not the person. If SEC Act is rewarded and made it to be responsible, that is, the chairman of the SEC should be responsible, for instance, to the National Assembly. So the appointment of the EFCC chairman will be by say two-thirds majority of the National and the Senate. And the removal should also be done by the Senate. In that case, nobody knows who will be the Senate tomorrow. But it is two-thirds majority that is required to appoint and to remove. Rather than using it to a president. Since I was born 64 years ago, I have never seen this kind of administration in Nigeria, where appointments are always lopsided. So you may have another one coming tomorrow.
That's also corruption.
That is corruption.
That's corruption.
So you may have somebody coming tomorrow from one ago being president. And you will say, well, I don't trust anybody in Nigeria except people from Benin. No, no, no. So we should rather strengthen the institutions and not the person.
I want to ask a very important question at this point, but I think I should take a call before I talk to Honorable Alarase Idubo. Hello, good morning. Yes, welcome to TMI. Please tell me your name and I didn't get that. You want to say it again?
So my name is Ibrahim.
Okay, here, welcome to the program.
I want to thank the person of Barista who just hit the nail and go straight to the major issues we really want to hear. You see this issue of corruption, we don't really have problems with Magu. The person in charge is Buhari.
We need President Buhari, please, you need to accord that office the respect due.
Because we don't give them the right to say the truth, and nobody wants to hear the truth. Now you are correcting me because why? I want to tell you much about Buhari. Now, with the president.
Please. He's a sitting president. He doesn't have to give him the respect to do that office. Please
take a look at the US president and see what do by and say about the United States president. Our own president is the president. You two are correct. We said
for alleged corrupt practices and all of this money. So you have EFCC always in the spotlight, and then you have other agencies starting with similar responsibilities. The ICPC, for example, why is that distinction? Why do we have that distinction where the EFCC is always in the circles?
No, it's like talking about federal safety and traffic officer in the police. Government likes duplicating. Federal safety used to be an arm of the police force. They created a traffic section of the police.
The motor traffic division.
Yeah, so they just run these things, wasting revenue. But having said this, the ICPC and the EFCC, maybe the lawyer will be able to distinguish the difference. Because for me, I think they're the same thing. I think they are the same thing. Corrupt practices, crime. They are talking about corruption. The baseline is corruption. But I don't want us to just be talking about this financial corruption. There can be corruption has too many fares that at times all put together. Economic crime, you're stealing money. Why do you steal money? Why do you steal money? You don't just steal money because you want to stack money in your pocket. You still want to meet some satanic desires. When you steal money because, let's take a man for instance. The man says to himself, "Oh, today I'm governor," and the pressure from the family. Your mates have been governor before, and see what Mr. A did. See what Mr. B did. Don't come and tell us that you entered the veranda and you come out, there's no water in your body. Don't come and tell us that kind of story. So the man who ordinarily has elected to be a very honest person, out of falling from the pressures, if he doesn't have the power to resist, will just fall in line. And most times, you must be able to resist and design for yourself what you want to do. Because most times there are so much either it's peer pressure or family pressure, societal pressure. They just put all of this on you and you want to steal, to mix. At times people have interests that are expensive. You have interests that are expensive. And to service those interests, you want to spend money. Until we bridle, until we get conscientized, until we tell ourselves and differentiate between want and need. We want to borrow things. I mean, why will a man want to acquire 50 cars? A man was arrested and they saw 45 cars in his house. Being involved with them. Somebody was asking whether his house was a car mart or something. Yeah, we need to take a call like this. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to TMI.
Yeah, my name is GRAFT.
Okay.
I would quickly like to comment on this issue. Now, let me just tell you, the long and short of this thing is that we are not operating a democracy in Nigeria.
So what is it we are operating?
Now, we are either operating an oligarchy or a despotism. Now, what that is like this? And we have 109 senators representing the people of this nation, and they cannot impeach the president. What does that tell you? It tells you that there is no democracy. You cannot, in spite of the power given to the president in the Constitution, you just cannot do it by an individual. You don't do that in any democracy. If the president is going to have overstepped you down, then the Senate and the House, or rather the House of Representatives, would have by now impeached the president.
So would that solve the problems? Would that solve the problems we're grappling with?
Really, because it would have said the right president, because the next president or any other time would say different lines. Because people continue to run the situation in this country where every president that
So thanks, Andy. We'll answer that call. We are going to take a call just before you comment to Philip Thomas. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Good morning. Okay. Yes, good morning. Welcome to the program. Your name and location, quickly, please. Your name and location.
my name is Lucky.
All right, Lucky Company. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My name is Lucky.
Yes, Lucky, we can hear you loud and clear. Just go ahead and make your contribution.
What I wanted to contribute is that the market become of operation is all.
Okay.
I
get what you're saying. So you're calling to put icing on the cake for him, I guess.
So the real truth of the matter is that the president is. Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, but please be distance with your language.
It's one-sided appointed.
Okay.
Anybody he likes.
Is that the reason you have this root of allegations against Magu, for example?
Magu is one of the president
appointees. But that again, it turns out your call is breaking. But I think your point is essentially made because you also said
by yourself that you were, Chief Ibrahim Thomas had said essentially the things you wanted to say, but you're saying the president is lopsided in his appointment. So I was asking, for instance, can that also be accountable for the reason Magu has done these things alleged against him? But you want to add a point?
Yes. You see, what both of them are trying to say, at the risk of repeating myself,
yes,
the electorate has elected 109 senators
to represent them.
The president is one person. I agree with the commander in chief. That is why also being the commander in chief, the boss of us are on the seven. Then we were appointed 109 senators. These 109 senators, on 14 occasions, rejected the nomination of Magu. And we went on to say, I will keep it there. The act establishing the FCC does not allow the person to be in an active capacity.
So where did you get the idea about active capacity from as far as the FCC?
It does not allow active capacity more than 3 months.
Okay, maximum of 3 months.
Yes. But it does not keep on breaching that act. And then it also come back again. The Senate has become a two-tailed bulldog. In the sense that they cannot take the win. This man, they say it cannot be there, and they are scared for it. Why not go to court? The Senate is rejecting me.
And you, there are people, Chief Thomas, including experienced lawyers, like I said, who have said, since it is the president's prerogative to keep the man there in acting capacity, there was little or nothing in the...
No. What I'm going to say is this. The Senate is the member and of us.
Apparently.
If the president is acting ultra-violence beyond his powers, if the Constitution is commercial, this man can act for 3 months, and the man is acting for 2 months. He can appoint the Speaker direct, not High Court. To say, look, interpret this law. Can the president keep this man acting beyond him? Stipulated period in the act establishments.
Would that be a difficulty for the Senate to do?
That is what I am telling you. What I said. Corruption is part of our human nature. By saying that the member of this political party, therefore they cannot vote to take the president to court. You are also corrupt.
No, but you see, I tell you quickly. Okay, the court ruled at a point against Magu's, confirmation. Yes. But the president, so to speak, did not even honor the order. So I think the president, on several occasions, disobeyed court orders. And this asks them that power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And because the man has absolute power, he just believes that he could do everything. And that is why I agree with my friend, we should strengthen institutions, not the persons. But in this country, is the person that are strong.
In that case, there's definitely a chance we can strengthen it, which is where you already have individuals who are way more powerful than the institutions.
It's all of us agree. We have so much power, but because we have been so impoverished by, so to speak, rich people, how on earth would anybody want to do a third term and giving senators so much money, and many of them were willing to support the corridor that you're saying, and this is our legality. So that's why at times some people think, we're talking about yes, we all voted for 109 senators. We also all voted for the president. All of us, everything was not appointed. We all voted for the president. But if these senators, so to speak, but there are some very divergent among them. But some just go there to make money. But some go there to legislate. Some go there to do what is right. One cannot pick out of the fact that some of them are there to work, but a good one of them are just there to just make money. They don't care whether the country bombs or not. So very honestly, I think what we should do here is to get a reconciliation, and that's where the NOA came at that time, to review the people. But people until we get to the point where our moral values, who are your role models? When you see situation whereby a man by sudden flight becomes rich tomorrow, no history. You just see a man today who was here, he's on this side. You don't even know how he achieved all that. But until we start to investigate this man, how did he make wealth? How did he get background checks? Yeah, but we don't care. We always just say, okay, fine, the man has made money. The end justifies the means. Whatever we make money, so far, until we start to do is, check people and understand so that values can be right.
Okay, let's take a call quickly. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother in the studio.
Yes, welcome to the program.
Yeah, this is Mr. Omotefo. I'm calling from Benin precisely.
Great.
I think I want to salute the two gentlemen on the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Spoken well. My own area that I'm looking at it from, I know we'll continue to have issues regarding fighting corruption in this country, because the kind of people we have in this country, we love corruption so much, because it will be very, very difficult for us to fight. Whether we like it or not, I believe we Nigerians are Magu and question of the EFCC, we have made a little progress. We'll continue to make mistakes, but we'll continue to make progress. But for me, I think we'll continue to encourage anyone that is coming to that office to continue to do more. Because if we lose this fight today, that is the end. But I believe there is still hope. Let's continue to fight the issue of corruption in this country, because whether we like it or not, corruption is a major problem we are having in our society. If you take a case like the United States, before they were able to fight corruption to establish to where they are today, it was in the late 90s. Even in 1980-something, corruption was still paramount in the United States. So we are making progress. Let's continue to encourage anybody that want to come there to do it. Because fighting corruption is supposed to be, all hands supposed to be on deck. Even the journalists, we have to do our own part and your part so that we can have investigative journalists. The so-called Magu boys, they should be thrust out from the EFCC. And the people that were the secret agents that are supposed to monitor these guys that is doing this, fighting this corruption issue. It's a collective responsibility. We are not going to leave it for only the EFCC to do it, no. But we as the people, as the public, if we find any issue, we have to report back to SYC so that we can be able to have a fantastic work. Because whether we like it or not, if we did not fight corruption in this country, corruption will kill us. Because look at our road, look at our institutions. Everywhere is corruption. That's the reason Nigeria is not moving forward. Thank you and good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
In support of this last caller,
Right.
I want to see the EFCC Act make it that is legitimate, to make it possible for you to, I'm telling you, EFCC is more corrupt than the police.
Do we have basis to draw that comparison?
I am from the billion we are here now.
Okay.
If the police have to change on 50 naira from the man of the naira in the street, this is billion. And we are not moving for alcohol. We will do better trillions.
But the police service commission will also have a lot of fraud.
So we want a situation where the National Assembly should be put in charge.
Okay.
Very soon, Nigerians are getting wiser. For instance, in my own area, where I stay this year, a member of the First Assembly, House of Reps, a medical doctor, came back to us and said he wants to come back for a second term in National Assembly. We voted him out. Because we don't have anything he did. So that else will begin to know that their voters card is their power. But we don't need to strengthen the EFCC or any anti-corruption agency by limiting the power in the hands of one man. From this investigation, it has been declared to the people that EFCC refused the cooperation of sister security agencies in the economy of money limited. And that would have led to recover 167 billion naira. And if we have to help EFCC as citizens, our own is not gone. Our own is not physical fighting. Our own is the paper to vote out anybody or any government we see has made promises to us and failed. For instance, Mr. President today now, whatever he likes he can do. He's not going back to the top 10. He's not. But there are people who are still riding at the back of Mr. President to talk of corruption or anti-corruption. They will come back to us to ask for votes. We have our votes. Secondly, we must also make sure that everybody who has been harassed, extorted, and who has been blackmailed by EFCC money. They should all come out. This is the time to come out.
With evidence.
With evidence. So that you can let the panel get the real fact. The truth of the matter is that many Nigerians don't cooperate with panels when they are set up. A panel is not a magician or a magic group of persons. Everywhere in the world, when a panel, when an investigative panel is established, it is the people that supply that investigative panel information that they have. I am appealing to particularly those who are based in Lagos, Abuja, Enugu. Many of these people have been highly extorted by EFCC. Let them come out with evidence. And if these evidences are all connected together, a lot of people will be dragged into the net. And when these people are dragged into the net, don't leave EFCC to prosecute. Let them to the police or let them show justice. After all the investigation by the police and the SS on their part, let them show justice. Personally handle the prosecution. So if more of these people are prosecuted and more convictions are obtained, it will act as a deterrent. It will act as a deterrent to many Nigerians. The fact that the real big leaders are never convicted is because there are no information that is capable of leading to conviction. Now, if you are a high court judge and you saw a man stealing, the law will not allow you to convict that man based on what you saw the man doing outside. You say I will sit down as an arbiter and sit down and let the prosecutor provide the evidence. You cannot use the knowledge. That is the kind of law we practice in Nigeria. There's no need rushing Magu's case. It can be a suspicion. Let them call for public hearing of what has happened in EFCC.
Before I come to Honorable Alawase, I want to take a call now so we can just wrap it up with this discussion. Hello, good morning. Yeah, please, your name and location quickly.
Hello,
good morning, we can hear you all right. Just tell me your name and location.
I am Musa Moege calling from the Book Constituency.
All right, so Moege, go ahead. Hello, Moege, go ahead with your contribution.
Musa Moege calling from the Book Constituency.
Moege, we can hear you all right. Just go ahead.
Based on this Magu's corruption.
Yes.
Corruption is a common thing during the Nigerian politics.
Okay, I'm sure Mr. is distracted. I was just going to ask something. In today's Vanguard, the EFCC has been referred to in an article as being rudderless. But then again, we hear that a certain director of operations within the commission has now been appointed to step up in the absence of the suspended chairman of the commission. Do you see leadership getting better within the EFCC?
But there is always hope. There's always hope. You see, until you betray the hope and trust. Every time you appoint somebody who believes, okay, this is a fresh blood, and you believe that until you are, proven otherwise. Right. Let me quickly, something my brother said, that your voter's card is one way to punish people.